This is Matt here on CigarSmokingVets on YouTube. You don't see him. This is going to be a special review in that today would have been Mom's 61st birthday. She was taken from us on May the 30th of 06 from amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS, or if you're more familiar with the term of Lou Gehrig's disease. So tonight, instead of jokes, plus we're going to be changing the format anyway, tonight is going to be just like on Dad's birthday. I'm going to be sharing stories of Mom. So tonight we're going to be doing the Zona Super Toro. It measures in, and here's the stick itself. Let me turn this light off. The La Zona Super Toro measures in at 6.5 inches by a 52 ring. It is a medium to full bodied cigar with Nicaraguan filler and binder and nice. This light doesn't show it. One of the reasons I don't like to do use the evenings to do reviews, that it's a very nice Connecticut wrapper, very firm pack, not too spongy, seamless, and veinless. Very, very good on the construction. We're looking at a retail of $3.12 to $3.75 a stick. So I say we cut it up, fire it up, and see where it takes us. Now right away, some nice woody, kind of oak, nice creamy, leathery flavors off it. And the finish is really smooth. So while we let this thing warm up, I'm going to share some stories of Mom with you. Alright, about 3 minutes in, about an inch down. Shouldn't have left that light on, but it's not a real exact razor type burn, but no issues with it. Nice medium to full bodied smoke on our hands. Flavors are real good with the woodiness of the oak, the leather, the nice cream, and kind of a roasted nut mixed in with it. The finish is lasting well into the next draw and is a nice sweetness on the finish. Let the time go and update you as the stick goes along. So one thing with Mom, we had talked about after I came home from Iraq. And when we were talking about it as I was an adult, neither one of us could remember what it was that I had done. We both knew that I had screwed up. And, well, me being the average size guy, for a guy, depending on whose measurements you take, anywhere between 5'11" and 6'1.5". I was always a tall guy. Mom was not as vertically blessed. I guess about 5'6", 5'8", and she had to stand up on the couch so she could be higher than eye to eye and wouldn't have to look up to me. And she looked me right in the eyes and she told me, she's just like this. She says, "Now you look at me, you little son of a bitch." And I remember neither one of us remembered what I had done wrong. As you know, I was an adult and we were having this discussion. And I was a wise ass even back then. I told her, I says, "You know, Mom, you really shouldn't put yourself down like that." And she stormed off. And she slammed the door, and I swear to God, I thought she was gonna kill me. But when we were having the discussion, as I was an adult, she confessed to me that all the years, not like she did it all the time, but these were the words that she was using. She said, "All the years that I was calling you a son of a bitch, I didn't realize, in actuality, I was calling myself a bitch. And I didn't want you to see me laughing. That's why I ran off and slammed the door." So, I guess she had a hand in my sense of humor as well. Let you know how the cigar keeps going. So about 10 minutes into it, the ash just fell off in one solid chunk, and literally, as I pulled the draw away from my mouth, it just fell. Luckily, I didn't wear it, but the flavors are all still very consistent. The finish, uh, the burn line. If I get a little closer, how do I just block out the light? The burn line, as you can see, still not razor sharp, but no issues on it. More updates and more stories of Mom. Stay tuned. So Mom was the youngest of three. And I guess that's why she had stayed around Bangor as long as she did. Her sister moved up to Alaska. Her brother stayed in Maine, but moved away from Bangor. And we stayed right in Bangor until I was in second grade. Moved a little further north to Orono. Anybody who's familiar with that. The home of the University of Maine Black Bears. So I was in fifth grade when we moved out to Hawaii. Mom had been, and I don't know what the acronym stands for, uh, but it's TIA. Mom had a series of TIAs, and which are basically a mini stroke, and we didn't know what was causing them. And when we were coming home from Iraq, we were in the staging area of Kuwait, cleaning our vehicles before we put them on the ships to send them back to the States. I had the privilege of calling her, and she didn't know who she was talking to on the phone, and she told me, "Tommy, your baby sister's not doing too good." I didn't know that she'd been having the TIAs when I was in Iraq. She never told me. And that kind of worried me. Kind of worried me a lot. That was late December. I believe we were doing all this staging. Late December, late December of 04, beginning of January of 05. And we got home. And that picture that you saw at the top of this review, that's when that picture was taken. It was when she came to visit me when we got back from Iraq. We're now about a half an hour into it, and we're about halfway through the second third. There's been no changes in the flavor or performance. A little more of a smoke output, but very, very good stick.